Good morning from VELIKO Tarnovo, Bulgaria. Yesterday we got the bus down from Plovdiv. It took quite a long time, so we just chilled out yesterday. We are fresh, we are ready today to explore the city of SARS, it is known as. And just look at that behind me, look at that old town. We are staying at History Inn, slap bang in the old town. I can't wait to show you the cobbled streets. And our guest house actually has so much history. Back in the 1800s, that's how old it is, one of the famous revolutionaries from Bulgaria actually stayed in here, and there's actually a statue of his further down the road, which is pretty crazy. So much history, but our views are incredible. We overlook the Yantra River, part of the old town over here. Got my coffee, hold on. That's good from a machine. You know, you're never sure whether a cappuccino from a old coffee machine is going to be great, especially in an 1800s house.
You got cappuccino all over your mouth though.
Have I got a moustache, but it's great. We've got a lovely courtyard here to chill out, have a coffee in the morning. I'm just so excited to explore. This city has so much history.
Our guest house is actually located on General Gurko Street, which is the oldest street in the town and city of VELIKO Tarnovo. It's basically just full of so many cute, very old houses and obviously cobbled streets. We're going to explore some of that later, but we are heading up to the fortress now. As you can tell by my breath, I'm going uphill. And actually, it's really interesting when you look at the houses, you'll see that they look really, really small, but actually it's because they all go down because we're built on a hill.
Literally a 2-minute walk from our guest house. The old town isn't that big, and we have made it to Svarovets fortress. This place is massive. We're at the front now, and you can see the walls, and they go all the way around. It was 10 lev each to enter, which isn't too bad because apparently they've spent so much in the 80s restoring this place, and you can see why the walls go, I'm not sure how far. I think it's around 2-3 kilometers maybe in diameter, and then just to the other side of it you've also got the other old fortress, which was built sort of as a protection method because the town had so many people in it. They needed a fortress for the poorer people, so when people come in to invade, the poor people will go to this fortress, which isn't as well kept up, and then all the rich people will go to Svarovets. Walking up to it, it is vast.
Very, very vast. And we've seen a lot of fortresses, and it doesn't look like the others.
This is probably the best restored one I've seen. Best
restored, and also it's such a unique shape. The fact that you can literally see all of those, what are those things called? How you
the little towers?
Little towers on the walls throughout, but it dates back to around the 5th to the 7th century, which is very, very old. Obviously the restorations are not the 5th and 7th century, but I think it's pretty cool. The history in this town, city is so big.
I think the views from up here make it all worth that 10 lev and more. It is incredible. The walls just go on forever. They actually cover a distance of around 50,000 square feet, and they're up to 12 feet thick. It's crazy. The views are incredible. Over the old town, the river Yantra. Apparently the river Yantra was the perfect line of defense. It's goes in a horseshoe, it goes in a crazy shape, which gave it the perfect defense because people had to get across the river back in the day to try and attack this fortress. But it's massive. We've actually walked off to a spot sort of on our own because it is actually really, really busy considering COVID and everything. This place is still packed.
The fortress actually shows a light and sound show normally during the holidays and the high tourist seasons, and we were actually lucky enough It's that rare. We were lucky enough when we arrived yesterday that it was showing at 9:30 last night, so we managed to catch a glimpse of it. Basically goes through the story of Bulgaria, how that it was ruled and by different empires, and it was very interesting. You learn the history through Bulgaria through a light and sound show, and it was absolutely packed. It seems like everybody in VELIKO Tarnovo actually came to watch the light show.
I'm heavy breathing because you see when we done the lights last night, we saw the lights lighting up the fortress. We only made it because the host of the place we were staying at called me, come and pick me up at the bar because I was watching Chelsea. Just made it for the last 10 minutes of the light show, but we've walked up to the top of the hill to the Patriarchal Cathedral, which like overlooks the fortress, and apparently it has some incredible, like really strange, unique like frescoes and paintings inside, so hopefully we can film it on the camera.
Interior never actually used to be this creepy, I suppose you could say. Actually before it was like marble and had mosaics, but then it got a facelift, I suppose you could say. It was repainted by an artist, and he did all of these sort of famous Bulgarian people, I suppose, or
it's like Bulgarian history depicted.
Yeah, like it's a little bit, I don't know if creepy is the right word, it's just very unusual to be in a church or a cathedral with paintings like that.
That fortress really is massive. We are now back down on Gurko Street, which our guest house is located on. And this street is like the most famous street in all of VELIKO Tarnovo. The houses, there used to be an old like story back in the day. People would joke that their chickens were raised on their neighbours' roofs because the buildings are so low. It's on a steep hill. Their garden was basically their neighbour's roof, but you actually don't know how many floors each one has. Like them, they look like they're one story, but they have like 2 or 3 stories below it. But we're walking on here on the hunt for some beer.
The old town is so picturesque, and I find that although they are always the same, there's always something that's ever so slightly different. This is actually one of the best shortcuts to get around the old town, because if you went on the main road through the old town, you have so many people,
so many cars.
They're like pavement, the pedestrian bit is like this big, so at least this way you have hardly any cars, hardly any people, and just the annoying cobbles to contend with. Thank you very much. Thank you. This looks so good. Look at how big that is. I always feel like in these it's bigger. Nastravi.
Moscow.
What?
Moscow?
Yeah, Shmursko, something like that.
Local bit.
I'm not able to read that, but we've actually come into the Tavana quiet corner. It's literally on Gurko Street, and it really is a quiet corner. You wouldn't know it's here. It kind of reminds me of a pub back home, sort of surrounded by fences, and it's just so sweet. But obviously we had to get a beer. It's the first one of the day, and it's like nearly 4 PM. I think we've done pretty well.
Everyone said to us that in the old town of VELIKO Tarnovo it's going to be really expensive because it's touristy and everything like that, or Bulgarian tourists anyway, but that is one of the cheapest beers we have had so far in Bulgaria. It was like £1, 20 pence, but we are walking just slightly away. Look at it, look at that old town, it's beautiful. From the old town across, well, we're looking at the old town now. We're on the Stambolov Bridge, which was built in, I think, 1892. It's one of the first free-hanging bridges in Bulgaria, and the views from here and the monument that we're heading to are incredible of the old town. Maybe freestanding, but I'm not keen on these holes going all the way through.
reason we crossed the hanging bridge was for this. The 4 men and some massive sword, but...
What's that, a euphemism?
No, it is actually just a massive sword, you just can't see it. The views from here to the old town are unbelievable. Like, you can really see the shape of the old town, how it isn't just one part, it spreads like a horseshoe, similarly to the river. And the monument is basically there because of the Bulgarian kings that ruled the empire. Like, it's all very historical. History is not my strong point, but all I am here to see, other than the monument, is realistically the views. And apparently it's a great place to watch sunset, but we're a bit early for sunset because due to the timing, sunset's at about 8 PM now, which is actually crazy.
Apart from the men with the big sword, it's crazy. You feel like you're on an island. I don't know if the only way to access it is the bridge, but it really does feel like you're in an island in the center of the horseshoe with the Yantra River flowing behind you. But just look, this old town, this is the best spot. You get the whole sort of 360 of it, and then you've just got this cool place to just chill out with this massive monument behind you. It would really be a great shout for sunset. I'm surprised there isn't a bar or restaurant across here on the island. I think there used to be. You've got like a really cool hotel. It looks like it's closed down, the hotel VELIKO TARNOVO, but just great views of the old town. That's what you're here for, to see the old town in its full delight. But it's the fact that we've got to walk back up because we're hungry, we haven't eaten much today, over to the top of the old town to then look at the views of the monument. This place is all about the views. Nasravi. Wow, I deserve this after that walk back up the hill. We're down the bottom and we're basically trying to scope out what restaurant on the main road looked like it had the best balcony, and we come into this place, Ego Pizza and Grill. It apparently has 2. They've got one around there, but it doesn't have like a balcony overlooking the beautiful old town.
We've gone from one side to the other, really, haven't we?
The statue with the sword.
The big sword.
The view is incredible. Obviously, being a pizza place, we will probably get our old favourite of beer and pizza, but the views from out here are just lovely. I think you've got maybe like 3 or 4 choices on the main road of ones with lovely views. I think they'll all be like much of a muchness with pretty great food. Let me just put that there. Second one's arrived. Always a bad sign, but how good does the food look? We've got 2 pizzas, which look great. It's a pizza place, so I presume the pizzas are good, but we also got the roasted peppers with cheese, which is a traditional Balkan, traditional Bulgarian dish. We didn't want to spoil it. We didn't want to have the pizza and a beer and everyone goes, oh, you're not trying traditional food, so we got that just in case. But
it's been a while since you've had pizza and beer as well, to be fair.
It has. We do indulge in the local, don't we? In the local food, which we will do in the next video. We'll definitely check out more traditional places, but for somewhere quick, somewhere quite, I would say quite fancy with a view like this. I'm going to try a bit of pizza. I don't know why. It's not like people are going to, oh my god, that pizza, it's so Italian, like.
It's supposed to be, so this is a big test for you, isn't it? And you're into olives, you've immersed yourself. It's all over your face as well.
Got the Mediterranean feel. That's a really good pizza though.
Out of 10.
I'll tell you after one more beer.
The menu in here is absolutely insane. The only thing that we are certain on is the beer. Obviously, we're always going to come and get the local beer, which is Smirshko here. But regarding the peppers, oh my god, it's such a different, it wasn't what I was expecting at all. It's kind of got like an egg and cheese sort of mixture with it. It is very, very nice. You've got like the roasted peppers and the egg and cheese. I'm so surprised. It doesn't say egg on it, doesn't it? The sauce is definitely like an omelette, but I think the fact that it's roasted with cheese, it's like a Balkan pepper dish. But it's very different with the egg. I am very impressed. It's kind of making me feel so much healthier with just eating a pizza and beer.
My answer is, after that second beer, that pizza is very, very good. If you want a wood oven pizza, it's a place to go in VELIKO TARNOVO. But this is sort of the main high street. You've got a lot of bars, restaurants, souvenir shops, everything you need really. I think we're going to explore a little bit more of that tomorrow, because on the main street they actually have a couple of really cool viewpoints like this. Oh, I'll show you a quick one. So you can literally just pop in anywhere and then you get amazing views over the river, the bridge and the monument. But it's crazy, it's like 8:30 now and it's still so bright now. You can tell the summer is coming, but we're gonna have an early night. We've got some work to do and we need to show you our room. Our room is lovely.
And And we are back in the room. It didn't take us long, a little 2-minute walk, and the weather is so good. We've been extremely lucky.
Like 8 something?
Yeah, my watch says 1:05, so don't listen to that. It is actually like 8 o'clock or something. It's absolutely crazy, but we'll give you a room tour. Now, as we said at the beginning of the video, this place has so much history. This is the History Inn here in VELIKO TARNOVO. We have our gorgeous bed. I'm not going to run around too much because it is honestly so messy. You have
messy because of us.
Yeah, it's messy because of us. You've got 3 huge windows overlooking the river. We have our little TV here, all of our storage. Have a little beauty table, which I've actually used, and they did actually give us the cutest bottle of rosé. We will be opening it, that's for sure. And our huge bathroom slash wet room. I just love it here. It definitely feels antique is the word I'm going to say, but it's very quaint.
Stroke modern. With the best views. I'm going to show the views from the window. So this is your view. You come out, beautiful terrace, River Yantra, and there, whoa, that is bright. You're not going to see it, but the old town is right there, and the sun is just starting to set.
And we are ready to get our work done. It has been an incredible day in VELIKO TARNOVO. I am exhausted, as you can see, and totally ready to hit my bed. But I have thoroughly enjoyed exploring. I have really enjoyed learning the history of places, having great pizza, the views, and the boiling sunshine. But we have another day in VELIKO TARNOVO, so we hope that you'll be joining us along for that.